Okay, so ma'am, there at Perry County, would you state your name for the record?
Felicia Gross.
Court calls the case of Commonwealth versus Felicia Gross, call 53. Ms. Gross, you're in the Breathitt Circuit Court for an arraignment, so I need to advise you that you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. You have the right to a trial by jury, where the Commonwealth has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, the right to produce your own witnesses, and the right to appeal. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Gross, Breathitt County Grand Jury.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, we were appointed at the district court level. I don't believe Ms. Gross's financial situation has changed since then. I would just ask for my office to be reappointed, and we would waive any formal reading of the indictment and enter a plea of not guilty.
So formal arraignment waived, plea of not guilty, and I'll appoint or reappoint a DPA to represent Ms. Stevenson. I'll give a copy of the indictment to Ms. Denniston since she's here.
Thank you, Judge.
And you want to do a pretrial, Ms. King and Ms. Stevenson on November 7th?
That suits us, Your Honor.
That works for me, Judge.
Okay, so we'll do a pretrial on November 7th at 10 a.m. And Ms. King, it's my understanding you have a motion.
I do, Your Honor. I have two motions. I provided a copy to Ms. Denniston this morning. The first one is for the school records of Jayden Spicer. The second one is for any medical records of any treating providers of Jayden Spicer. We find ourselves in an unorthodox position in that ordinarily we would have the next of kin sign releases to allow us to get those. Unfortunately, the next of kin is Jayden's mother. So who's the perpetrator in the case. So we're asking the court to order those.
Is there any objection, Ms. Stevenson?
No, Your Honor, no objection.
And these are the orders.
They are, Your Honor. I would ask for purposes of placing them in the record, if we wrote social security numbers and date of births on it just for the providers. If we could have those redacted before they're placed in the record.
Okay, so the clerk, after you send this out, white out those, before you put it in the file, white out those numbers. So those will be signed. Anything else on this matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Spicer, your next court date will be November 7th at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
That's all I have today, Judge, if I may be excused.
Yes, Ms. Stevenson.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
You too. And who's next, Perry County? Sir, would you say your name for the record?
What's his name? Josh Gross.
Okay. Court calls the case of Commonwealth versus Joshua Gross, 25 CR 56. Mr. Gross, you are here for an arraignment. I need to advise you that you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, which it's my understanding you have already retained one. You have a right to a trial by jury where the Commonwealth has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, the right to produce your own witnesses, and the right to appeal. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. O'Neill, you're standing in for Mr. Harold, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. He's retained, Mr. Harold.
Okay, and are you waiving formal arraignment?
Yes, Mr. Harold advised that he's reviewed the indictment with Mr. Gross and waives any further formal arraignment and asked for a pretrial on the same day that you scheduled previous defendant.
Okay, so Mr. Gross, I'll enter a plea of not guilty. And we'll set your case for a pretrial on November 7th at 10 a.m. along with your co-defendant. Is there anything else we need to do on Mr. Gross's cases?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so Mr. Gross, we'll see you then, okay?
Thank you, man.
Mhm.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that does finally.
Have a good weekend.